My name is Kiri. I have Abe, Koa, Jeff, and Swati with me, and together we are Jeff's Consulting. Today we want to discuss students' cars with you. You developed this company with the idea of renting cars to university students. With one of your partners leaving, this could cause problems for your company, especially since he would make more money going to the other company. The main issue we wish to discuss with you today is the lack of overall profit from the company. We believe that you should stop the company and try to sell your technology for what you can get out of it. I'm going to hand it off to Koa to discuss your current operations with you.
Good afternoon, everyone. First thing I would say more about the pros for the current operation method. The first one, student car is located on one university campus, so it creates the convenience for students to accept on-site to rent a car at any time. And they also have a website and also and software system, so they can students they can book the cars easily. With the cons, student car has really inefficiency marketing channels with high cost, with high marketing budgets, like $9,000 in 2007 and $12,000 in 2008. That and their main marketing channels is just only during the orientation week, side clubs, club side up day, also viral marketing around campus. They're not attractive to students or customers. The rental costs are really high. Believe it or not, $2,955 a semester for students. Can you afford for that? No, I don't think so. You can't. And $3,350 in 2008, and which the cost really unreasonable and really, really expensive. And the operation costs are also really high. They rent the car from Oris company and lease the car to students with around $8,483 a year for a car, and that not unreasonable operating cost either. Next, I'm gonna hand over to Jeff to talk about expansion.
Alright, and so good afternoon, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, I would like to discuss about expansion. So when we think of expansion, yes, there are pros and cons to this course of action. So looking at the pros, the good side first, the good news. In terms of location, expanding to Griffith University is a good alternative because, yes, a location, you're moving into another university, another target market. And yes, when we expand to another target market, we're looking at more potential clients, that being roughly 4,000 new international students. So there's a large potential group of clients that are available to you. But with that aside, looking at the cons of things, the loss of potential profits per semester. If we think about it, as what my colleague Koa said, in 2008 they plan to increase the price per semester of the car rental to, I believe, $3,350. It's really unreasonable because, I mean, the target market here are students, and when we think students, there are tuition fees they have to take care of, books, cost of living, rent, who knows. And adding this ridiculous amount of money in, it's just, if you think about it, it's quite insurmountable. And uncertain, moving on, uncertain budgeted sales. Roughly, you estimate that in the first semester you'd have around 16 potential clients, estimated. And in the second semester, roughly 22. But if you think about it, it's just an estimate. What are the chances really that you would have 16 clients in the semester? Maybe it could be 15, 10, maybe not at all. Who knows how things work? So what I'm trying to get at is it's very unpredictable. We don't know how things will work out in the end. And in terms of rental costs, like I said, $3,350, it's really unreasonable. And if you think about it, you're gonna have to rent out, say if you do have 16 clients in one semester, say it did happen, that means maybe per client that's one car. So with a budget right now, and with the way things are going, it doesn't seem like a practical decision for you guys to make. So, I mean, with that said and done, you know, the time invested into expansion is a good thing, but looking at it in the long run, I believe the time invested, if you invest your time into other things, it will be a lot better. After all, basic business principle, you know, time is money. So, with that said and done, I'm gonna turn it over to Abe to discuss about the carpooling.
Alright, so there's a lot of issues that are raised with carpool, some pros and cons, more cons than pros. Starting with the pro, it's unique. It's going into an untapped part of the market. There's not a lot, if any, other companies that do what carpool would do. Big con is their price. At $150 per 5-hour time slot, it's their most income efficient fee, approximately $30 an hour. And at this price, we feel they cannot meet their consumer-based goal due to its unreasonable price, not tailored to most students' budgets. If you were to half the price, assumingly bringing up the consumer base to say $75, the cars would have to be on the road 310 days out of the year, 10 hours a day in order to meet the first year cost. So there's a lot of risks associated with the small, meager space for economic error with this business plan. And when considering the varying student populations of each semester, as well as the unpredictability of sales, we'd advise to discontinue the plans of carpool. I'm going to hand it over to Swati, and she's going to talk about budgeted statement of earnings.
So this is our budgeted income statement that we based it on the projected sales that were given to us. So as you can see, there is a net loss, and the two main problems that it comes from is the cost of sales and the marketing or the operating expenses. We kept all of the operating expenses the same, just changed the marketing expenses. It increased to 12,000, 3,000 more than previous year. This is including expansion, and again there is a net loss, and marketing expense has increased, and cost of sales has increased as well. And this is with expansion and carpool and current status quo. And there is again net loss, and cost of sales has increased. So is your revenue, but still you do have a profit, but your total overall earnings is a loss. I'm going to pass it over to Carrie to discuss our discussion on that component.
So we thought of some alternatives, potential alternatives. We thought if you increase the marketing, lower the cost of your cars, and maybe increase some seasonal promotions, you could potentially increase your customers. However, with increasing customers, you also need to increase the amount of cars you have, which is very expensive. In conclusion, we recommend to you that you stop the company, but try to sell your technology to get any money you can out of it. We would say to sell the company, but with such poor income statements, the probability that someone will buy it is very slim. And yes, there are alternatives to try to get the company going, but also the chance of success of these is very small. With this, gentlemen, I leave you a decision, and we hope all the best for your company and your future endeavors.
So that was good. So as you saw, 4 different groups and really kind of coming at it at different ways and obviously different conclusions. Again, you know, generally for most of you being first year, I mean, a lot of good ideas there in terms of how that, I mean, obviously sometimes a little bit of nervousness, but I thought actually those were well